Yo, what up? It's Frank Nizza. Night King Nizza, allow you walk ball. We out here, live free or die radio.
Shout out to LFOD Radio.
You rocking out with LFOD. We in the building.
LFOD Radio.
LFOD Radio.
LFOD Radio, live free or die.
LFOD Radio.
LFOD Radio. Live free or die radio on 91.5.
Live free or die.
LFOD Radio, boy.
LFOD Radio. Oh.
You are now tuned in to Live Free or Die Radio. I am your host, Uncle Sam. Today is Tuesday, January 15th, 2019. We have A-Ball.
Yes.
And the return of Tia.
What's up?
What's up with y'all?
Not too much, but a good amount. Yeah.
A healthy amount.
A healthy
nice.
amount. Yeah.
Are you still meditating?
Yes, but
All right.
I should be doing more of that.
You could be.
Yeah, I could be. I feel like I've been trying to do nothing. Like making a point. I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to do today. I'm not going to hit up anybody. I'm not going to, it's just, I think it's that time of the year, you get like a few weeks off for the first time in the middle of nowhere and you just want to get some headspace.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right. And Tia, you've been in the sun.
Yes, I was filling out pages in my passport, hanging with them people you haven't seen before. No, I'm just kidding. I was in Jamaica, just came back, literally. And it was really nice. Speaking of headspace, it was much needed headspace. I got a lot of stuff cleared out, made my anxiety go down to like a 2.
Nice.
Very
so,
good.
Much needed. Yesterday was my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday, Mama.
Hey, happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday.
And yeah, turning 20 in like less than 11 days, which is kind of scary.
Word. It's a good one, honestly. I thought it was more special than 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're like, I'm not a teenager anymore.
Right.
Like you suddenly enter this world where people are like, oh, that's like, you feel like people view you as older as well.
Yeah.
20 was very in between for me, but I like 21. After 21,
it's all lame.
No, I mean, well, we'll talk about that when we don't have a guest. We can break down the birthdays.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think. Yeah, this is not why people tune in. So, speaking of guests, we do have Frank Knight coming in. He'll be here shortly. He's an artist, an activist from Brooklyn, New York. He just dropped a new video today for New York Summer off Ghetto Psalms of the Night. And that's his new album, which he dropped in October with the producer Ridiculous. And he'll be in here. We have a lot to talk to him about. Before we get into it, aside from letting people know that the Joe Grizzly podcast is up now, the DJ Black Action podcast, the State of New England Hip Hop, Tony White, Women in Hip Hop, the Billie Dean Thomas episode, and more, all of which you can hear on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, LFODradio.com, wherever. This one will be up tomorrow. You can subscribe to get it first. Otherwise, you'll get it when I post it. And if you're tuned in, let us know. Shout out Jeff Allen. He just hit us up at LFOD Radio everywhere, _ on Twitter, and submissions at LFODradio.com if you are an artist. I did want to mention this Still Gold event I was at on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
It's very healthy.
Healthy, okay.
They hit us up and they invited a bunch of us to the MFA.
Ooh.
They didn't tell us why. They just said, come to the MFA, RSVP, here's what it is. So we show up. We're all in like the cafeteria area. No one knows why we're here. We're guessing. We're chopping it up.
That's dope.
We thought maybe Mo had some art going in. Maybe they were going to do a video. Clueless. They take us into this back room with all these giant oil paintings of stuffy Revolutionary War dudes.
Nice.
George Washington on a horse. And we're sitting, like, when I say big oil painting, I mean probably 20 feet tall. Like, these were large paintings. That was the most impressive thing about them. I don't know how you paint a space that big.
Probably takes a lot of paint.
Or you, yeah.
Yeah.
It's here all night. So, so we're in there, and they get up and they give a little speech, and then they have this thing in the middle that's covered in a sack, like a burlap type sack.
Okay.
And then they unveil it, and it's a piece of art. It's like maybe 3 feet wide and a foot tall, and it's there. And now we're like, okay, so is that why they brought us here? This is kind of cool, but I mean, there's got to be more, right? Next thing we know, they start handing out booklets and wireless headphones, and they're like, we're dropping an album February 1st.
Shoot.
You're all about to hear it. This is a listening party. They were those silent Party King does it. They're those silent parties where people put on headphones, you can listen to whatever music and like just party with people in silence. So we had those and heard the new Still Gold album. It's dope.
Still
Very
Gold by
healthy.
who?
Huh?
Still Gold by who?
The band is called Still Gold.
Oh.
STL GLD.
Gotcha.
We have multiple podcasts with them. If you'd like to check them out, I would recommend it. They've been cleaning up at the BMAs, but they've also, last year was Album of the Year. They've been dropping, I mean, between the two of them, 3 of them now, there's easily 60 plus years experience. And the album's great. They have a Sean Price verse on it.
Wow.
Rest in peace. There's a lot of amazing verses, like everyone local. That's actually a discussion we had last week about local versus opener. It's going on our Instagram page now, too. But everyone from the area who was on it showed out, did their thing. It's really good. So February 1st, shout out Mo, Ark, Jonathan, just continuing to raise the bar for everyone around them. It was surreal to be sitting there and staring at George Washington and hear a Sean Price verse, you know?
Yeah.
And
I can imagine that's...
You know, and I think it wasn't lost on anyone there. So that happened on Thursday. Shout out to them. Yeah, I appreciate the invite. I will not forget that. And Red Shades had an album listening on Sunday that I heard very good things about too. So we'll get the update from Amanda on that when she's back. But Frank Knight's here. We're gonna get into some music, and then we're gonna be back with him. This is one that just ended up in my inbox. It is Grand Opus. Surfs Up featuring Sky Zoo. You are tuned in to Live Free or Die Radio.
They out here doing it big out here, homie. We out here just killing it. Look, these motherfuckers so professional, bro. They done got all of these notes about me and stuff, bro. What are you radio hosts doing?
And we are back, Live Free or Die Radio. We got Frank Knight with us.
What up, Frank? Nizza in the building. Brooklyn, baby. What's good?
Oh, man. I'm going to have to turn your mic down. I wasn't ready for that.
That was intense.
What's happening? Welcome.
You ready for it again?
No, we're good. Do it one more time before we leave. But, yo,
Oh, boy.
damn. Yo, thank you for making the trip up.
Yo, I appreciate you guys having me. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to get right into this.
Okay.
Are you a 5%er?
Nah, but I was a lot of my OGs, 5% is Nations of the Gods and the Earth. And a lot of the hip hop that I like, they do practice that. So I do have a lot of 5% rhetoric, and even the Nizza that it's spelled in Supreme at the Supreme letters.
Okay.
So it has a Supreme letters acronym. I appreciate what it brings to the culture and a lot of the things that happen, but I myself am not a 5%er.
Okay, because I caught a lot of knowledge of self, a lot of spiritual themes. You got Psalms in the title.
Thank you.
Are you a spiritual dude?
Yeah, I claim spirituality to a T. That's just my essence and core. I was raised that way. Never claimed religion, just claimed more spirituality. So that's
Word.
That's what's up.
Is positivity like really important to you in your music?
Nah, I like spreading negativity because it gets to the people faster.
Oh, interesting.
So,
I'm only asking because it's just like it came off like that was like a big thing, and like, you know, I'm not shading or downing anyone, but I know that's not really popular with a lot of music.
Because everybody want to like die and go to hell. Like,
Damn.
But nah, positivity is actually something that I stand by and live by. I believe always giving forth a positive message while telling the raw truth and the raw gritty truth. So thank you for actually catching that. That means I'm actually probably doing something right.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes. That's really good.
Thanks.
We did aim to make this a more mature record.
Exactly. Like he said in the background that you could not hear, we did aim to make this more of a mature record.
Yeah.
So people could grow up.
Do you feel like you can't be? Do you feel like you can't be mature and positive, or do you feel like that was still very important to you?
I feel you could be mature and positive. Everybody feels that they have to conform to an extent. I don't really believe that. You have your own mark, you have your own lane, and people do grow up and grow out of certain things. So you can just provide that content there for them to when they start to transition and relate to that. Like I remember when I first was listening to a lot of Tupac records, I didn't really like All Eyes on Me. I fell asleep on that album.
Wow.
Like it was just so long, but like, and it just didn't like really resonate with me. But as after a while, as I got older and I started experiencing and going through more things in my life, I was able to like just realize I just wasn't mature enough in my mindset to take on that album in its whole capacity. And that's how a lot of my music tastes as transition. Certain things always still like stay classic to you forever, but even certain songs I grew out of because I just don't agree with like a lot of the content and messages.
Interesting.
I had a question too. I was wondering about your relationship with the community as an activist and a rapper as well. Like what does it mean for your music, and like do you wish to be seen as like a community member and an activist in your rap, or is that like something that you want to be seen more as an individual with?
I guess what you see is what you get, and I'd rather everything just be who I am. I don't want to try to separate my who I am as a person and spread myself thin, because as human beings, we are diverse entities. We have ups and downs, we have mids, we have lows, but we still have those core morals and foundations. So I always claim that I don't rep the hood, I rep the people in it, because that's just a systematic thing that's been placed upon them and forced upon them. But there's a way out. So I'd rather try to be able to provide opportunities as much as I can with certain festivals that we give away money for scholarships for children going into college. Did a lot of like even urban-based farming and planting and certain housing communities, just to show that we can do so much more, and there's so much more to life, you know. And where you're from doesn't necessarily have to seclude you in a box. Like it's a vast world, and you can make it bigger by just stepping out inside of your mind first. So yeah, I want everybody to see all that. Thanks, bro.
Wow, that's dope.
So you are actually active.
Yeah. Sexually and
well, you know, some people just rap. You know, you could be just rapping about it, but I was curious, you know, how you put that activism to work. You know,
it's like false claiming. Like people false claiming being, like we were talking about gangs. They'll false claiming being gang affiliates. They'll false claim about actually being active in the community, because some people can deliver the message very well, but their actions don't.
Right. And, you know, it's if you can articulate it, sometimes that's your role. But if you can do both. Speaking of how we got to the gang talk, you threw up a sign that everyone that's on our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is looking at right now.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
All right, so I created that sign back when I was 16 years old. And that's funny because that was a time where a lot of my friends were in gangs, and I was a heavy affiliate. I never actually joined the gang, but I partook in certain things, just because being an affiliate, and I always wanted like my own identity and wanted my own sign. So I created this with originally just started off with something for me and my boys in our certain clique, but it was just something I felt that resonated with me. So it stands for live with. My fault. Camera. Hey. I'm pointing at you. So, and it's like just this crazy, super weird metaphorical meaning, but like I just rock with it because like that's what I came up with, and I still believe it. So when we bring ourselves together, you see this little diamond and also a heart shape. So that to me is like priceless love. But when we separate, you see the pitchfork, because we need to come together to create priceless love. And when we separate, we put ourselves in our own hellish conditions. That's how I always viewed it, and it's just live with loyalty, die with honor, and that's pretty much how I just perceived life. since that age and grew more into that belief and practicing it more as I grew older.
Yeah, dude. We got some questions. I can't wait. Yeah, he's on it.
Thanks, man.
So, and you were talking about, while we're talking, I was reading your bio, and it's got a variety of civil rights figures, religious figures, and then Quentin Tarantino.
I love Quentin Tarantino movies.
Where does he fit into all of this for you?
I would say, to me, his style of movie making, especially for me, it was completely different at the time. Like when I first seen Pulp Fiction, that movie like just changed, especially just being so young when it came out. Just watching that movie and just being like, yo, what is going on? And then like it's just one of those movies I thought I came in late. Like, and I was like, I was like, oh man, I missed everything. Like people is dying, they getting things stuck in their chest, like, and I just like loved it so much. And then I had this film class, and we watched Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
So, oh man, bro, like I was just so taken back at just how he encapsulated such a small moment where these guys like just all on the run and they trying to figure out YOLO.
It's all shot in that one room, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's just that one time in the diner is just like just brief, but that whole it takes place there, and it just showcases how great a storyteller he was and is for me, for the simple fact that he showed you can be interesting in the most secluded environments, because when the pressure's on you and like you don't know what's about to happen next, like just being able to showcase those emotions was just so phenomenal to me. And it also showcased that you can branch out with your music and tell stories that people do relate to but don't often hear. Mm-hmm. You know, just certain stories where like you even have like a record like Lost Ones from J. Cole, right? Where I think is probably a really dope record where he talks from two different angles about abortion, where the dude is like contemplating like, yo, I don't want this baby because like it's so much more that I have to do in my life. And then the girl, she's just talking about like, yo, she wanted to do stuff in her life, but like you professed this style of love and made it seem like that you guys were going to be together forever. And these are like real life conversations that people have, you know, instead of just hearing like your regular story tells, I was running from the cops and I'm shooting up the block. Like, it's like, and just like, yo, I met Shorty in the club, now she giving me a dub in the tub. Like, oh, I could rap very well. So, but nah, seriously, just these type of things, real life situations, and those are the music. That's the music that we resonate with. That's the music that goes on in our lives and that we reminisce. And like you find yourself one day and like it's just one of those lines that just pop up in your head. You be like, yo, that's real. like, and that's the music that I always strive to create and always want to create. That timeless music where even if it doesn't hit you right now, maybe it wasn't meant to hit you right now. It's that it's supposed to resonate in your spirit to hit you at another time. So that's the Quentin Tarantino, like how it expanded my mindset and just being like, you can take small situations that are really big situations internally.
Okay. Yeah, because based off everything else that I heard and especially that I read there, he seemed like he could be, problematic to that. But
yeah.
Lately, he's been going in, but
I respect the art. Is really what it comes.
Okay.
To. Like it's even a thing that I always state that even though I have various inspirations of influences, I don't have any idols besides people that I know. You can't be my idol unless I know you. My idol is my mother. I know her. I know her character. I grew up with her character. I can't call a rapper that I like my idol because I don't know the man. I don't know the woman.
I like that.
Like, so like I appreciate what you bring to the to what you've brought to the culture, what you may do. You might do dope stuff in the community, but I still don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where it comes down to. My idols are the people I know. My idols are the people that inspire me in my everyday life because I know those people. I hustle with those people. I starve with those people, and that's who I want to eat with. Yeah.
Word. So if people are tuned in, they want to connect with you, it's at Frank Nizza everywhere. 2Ks.
2Ks, like NBA.
All right. Speaking of
man,
dubs
the most jokes of the year so far.
That's true.
It's a little dry humor too.
Yo, speaking of dubs and tubs, though, we got this Dope Dime Shorty record.
Great segue.
We're gonna. Hey, you lined us up, man. It's the universe, and we're gonna jump into that. We'll be back with more Frank Knight after this. You are tuned into Live Free or Die Radio. We are back on Live Free or Die Radio. Frank Nizza.
That's right.
Still with us. Nizza. Her body hypnotized mine, something like the lean. Is that Memphis reference?
You catch bars. Yeah, because they hypnotize, which goes down to was 3-6, and then lean is heavy in that culture. So I like to play with little innuendos of metaphors and entendres here and there. I'm thankful when people actually catch them, because sometimes I just feel like, yo, why you trying to rap like good in this era?
It's dope when it can be something that works without it.
Yeah.
You know, because that works whether you catch it or not.
Yeah, exactly. That's I feel like true lyricism, to being able to still convey a story while still having little things in there that people are like, oh snap, that kind of connects with that, and then people will find other things that connect that subconsciously you probably didn't know you put in there, but it works well.
Right.
Yeah.
Those little layers. Some dudes, like, if you're not up on everything happening in pop culture or this or that, like, it's real easy to not even understand a single thing in their verse.
Exactly.
Facts.
I've had that happen with like some battle stuff, and it's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Especially like a lot of you.
I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't know what any of this is.
Little punchlines with like this person or like that person.
Yeah.
Never heard of them, but that sounded dope.
It's like, I like the delivery.
You start Googling, like you got.
Oh!
Yeah, you look it up and then you're like, oh, he killed him.
Yeah, man, that song though, that sounds like that's a tough situation. That's based on a real story?
It's based on a variety of situations that are combined into one story. So as a whole, it's not a real story, but certain pieces and parts are legit.
I was going to ask if you ever check in on her, if she's still winning.
She's still winning. Yeah, she's still good.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. Last I seen.
Shout out to her.
Yes, shout out to you. You're a dope dime shorty.
Word.
DDS with double D's.
I was about to say, I think you do a good job celebrating women in your music.
I love women. They are such an amazing gift for the world that needs to be appreciated more.
Man.
And yeah, they're just awesome. Women are popping.
How do you feel to hear that, Tia?
I feel like she has
Cool.
It's cool. See, that's the response right there, and that's the stuff that just warms every man's heart. It's like, she said cool.
I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna say it. I feel like I've been hearing that a lot lately, which is awesome. And then I've been hearing a lot of, I'm trying to like tiptoe over these hot stones right now.
No,
so
just go.
Cursing, it's all good.
Okay, I've been hearing a lot of like, especially over the past 2 years, which I feel like has to do with like, you know, Time's Up movement and whatever. A lot of like, oh yeah, women are awesome, you know, positivity. And then when it comes to actual issues, it ends up being like, well, actually.
Tell them about the event you're doing.
So like,
The women's event.
sometimes it comes off.
That was mad distracting.
I'm so sorry.
We got a woman talking here,
This is
and the
exactly what
men
she's
are
talking
talking
about.
over her in the background.
She's right. I'm a liar. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, this is something I was just like discussing like recently with a couple of my friends.
Yeah.
Like not to get too touchy, not to get too pop culture-y, because I know that's not what we're trying to do. Small digression, but I saw someone that I know personally say something like that, like, oh, I love women, blah, 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 right? And then in the same breath, like a couple seconds later, they posted something about how, like, I don't believe any of those women who said anything but R. Kelly, blah, 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 blah. And it made me feel some type of way, because it's just like, I feel like you can't say you appreciate a group when you can't support us at the same exact time when we're going through certain things. And that's what kind of sucks. And that's something that's been happening. I've been seeing a lot more lately. Also has to go off with my whole thing about, I also have something against people who like are fake woke or whatever, but I'm not saying that about you.
I know.
At all.
I know.
Just a generalization. So that's how I feel about that statement.
Yeah.
Again, they're awesome.
Do you find you get a good reception to these records?
Yeah. You talking about like in general or like with women? Because I don't
with
know.
Women.
All right. Yeah, I actually have a great core female fan base that support a lot of my music and my content. And as we were rudely interrupting her, it was about women. We were because we're actually planning an event pretty soon. We're still working on the details, so I don't have like a date yet, where it's really based on appreciating women and talking about a lot of things that they're dealing with, such as like domestic violence, and bringing more light to these certain things. Like I have a homegirl who actually has been victimized by domestic violence, and she has this whole campaign where she goes on the road and speaks and talks about her situation and inspires a lot of women. And I'm trying to collaborate with her and a lot of other artists that I know and put together these type of things and these type of seminars and certain workshops to talk more about these topics and, you know, just shed more light on those type of things. Because I've come up in a household where I've seen women abused and mistreated from like just certain family members and a lot of friends that I had. And you still wonder like, yo, why do you stay in these certain situations? And just some of them just get lost in the idea and that perception that the more he hurts me, the more he loves me. And then even like, and it's just not he, because like I've have like lesbian homegirls who stay with like abusive women.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just trying to have people actually wake up and not be fake woke. I love this like dead pauses.
Yeah. We all just start
I
staring
want
at
you to
each other.
just resonate on that.
Just think about that.
You gotta let it
silence.
marinate, you know?
Yeah, I think I didn't get
Too much
fake
sauce.
woke vibes from you,
Not
but
at all.
No.
Like,
I'm half.
you talked about too much stuff.
facts.
You know what I mean? You can tell. You talked about a few things that don't come up otherwise. But I think it is dope that you do celebrate. It's all your song titles have to do with, you know, they're a little bit look related, but then like Shorty Bad, Shorty Dime, but then within it, it's all about,
Exactly.
you know, substance really. So.
And that's pretty much what it is, because we had, when I say Shorty Bad and Dope Dumb Shorty, these are more of the characteristics of the women.
Mm-hmm.
Because we would say like, oh, yo, she's a dime just because she got the cake and she got a pretty face. But it's more so like, the reason she's a dime because I know her personality. Like, there's a lot of pretty women, but I don't know too many beautiful women until I know them. I have to know you to call you beautiful. I can't just call you beautiful. I could say you're pretty, but like beautiful, like that's an internal thing. That's essence for me. So that's where like I don't throw that. And I'm not like one of them dudes like, yo, what's up, queen? Like, I just, like you might be a peasant, shorty. Like, nah. But like, and every woman that I meet, I always put them on a pedestal. It's up to you to stay on that pedestal. Like, you can knock yourself a few notches down by your actions and by what you do. But I put you on a pedestal in general when I first meet you, because I know what so much women go through. And I still know I don't know because I don't experience it, you know?
So much, dude.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. Well, we're not ready for one of my tangents. We got more of your music to talk about. Tia got the tangent of the night.
Tia tangents.
Tia tangents.
That
It's a
sound
new
like pop
subject.
set.
That should be a
Yeah,
trademark.
exactly.
Trademark. You get 10% of the.
Well, it's got to be 5 and 5 because you said it and I bounced the idea off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's just of
He's like,
air.
I'll take the money.
So you can. I don't know how you. You get an extra breath every time she says it. So we're gonna play a record and I'm gonna come back because I want to get weird with you for a minute. So
Not too weird. Now probably
Well-
might figure out what we can't talk about.
it's FM. It's FM. So we can only get so strange. But we're gonna play this Homicide: The Truth record.
Awesome.
And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get back into some realness. And Frank Nizza,
That's right.
you go a little higher.
Yeah.
We'll get it on the way back. All right, Homicide: The Truth. You're tuned into Live Free or Die Radio.
They researched my life. They found about the child support, the baby mamas. They found about, I got political refugee asylum, bro. They know all my shit, bro. Research game on Flizzy McGuire. Holla at him. Listen.
We are back. Live Free or Die Radio.
Live free.
Yo, so Black Buddha.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one.
You never have?
Nah.
It's one of those things that's been popping around.
Where did you hear that?
It's just like you see your woke channels and stuff, and then just because of like the skin complexion, so people just say he's black. That's pretty much.
Okay, I thought Buddha was like definitively Asian.
See, this is the funny thing about the line. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I was actually playing with that because people get so bent up on race and ethnic background, and it's like nobody cares what color is the messenger. Did you get the message? Like that's really what it came into. So when you said Jesus and Buddha was black, how cool is that? How true is that? Maybe enough to make the racists want to remove the facts. Mm-hmm. So that's where it just comes into play, where like we put so much on race, and by doing this though, we do rob a lot of people from their identity. So it just expands even more on that idea about like if these certain figures that people look up to were actually this certain type of race, it would make us just love each other more, like, and just realize, like, I believe your ideologies and your ideals. Like it truly resonates with my spirit, and holy crap, like you that like. Now I just see you as a human. I don't see you as more like or something different, where when we start definitively putting like, this is just the race of this person. Like, then we can start putting that rhetoric like, this is the more supreme race. Like, even like when you have Hitler talking about like Aryans are like freaking Indians, bro. like the real ones. Right? So it's just like, so even that, that's just funny to me. Like but people get so bent up and so hung up on these things. I'm not saying like dismiss like race, like embrace your culture and stuff like that, but don't let race make you look down upon another person or try to do stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with that part. I was just because
he was like, I need to know about the facts.
No, well, my curiosity, my curiosity, because you do say a lot of things, like that, and I was wondering, like, where do you go to look for knowledge? Like, what are your sources of, because you do have. Yeah.
I mean, isn't it everybody's source of knowledge these days?
No. Tia's just shaking her head. But where are you? So other people who are trying to go down that path, where are you? Where do you look for facts?
Well, I actually still dabble and read books here and there, so I recommend, especially I enjoy even the outlandish conspiracy theory books, even Behold the Pale Horse, your William Cooper, stuff like that, because these are things that people talk about, and I think it's good to just be hip on certain things and know these type of things. So I'll go on Amazon and I'll just start looking for certain books that I feel that resonate with me. Even certain, I'm trying to remember the author, but it's one book that talks about how a lot of slave ships were funded by a lot of Jewish people and stuff like this, but I'm not trying to do that whole debate and debacle right there. But I definitely just search for books still on Amazon. I look for recommendations even on certain channels, and even from the schools that school still has certain books that are good for you to read. I felt in college I learned a lot. I had a class on the Holocaust, and he gave so much great content and text for that course. I can actually post up a list of books. because right now my brain is running.
Dude, can you hit us with some books?
Yes.
Yes,
I
I'll
love
definitely.
books.
And we'll do, Frank Knight's Nook.
Reading
It'll be a little.
Frank Knight's book club.
Joining Nizza book club, y'all.
It's gonna be like the Oprah's
Nizza
reading
Nook. The
list.
Nizza Nook.
Consider that, man. I mean, people
Get
might.
hooked on the Nizza Nook.
Yeah. Jeez. We're coming up with everything tonight.
That's a fact.
I really want to talk to you about conspiracy theories, and we might do that off air.
All right.
But Tia's going to actually ask
You believe
you.
in reptilian people?
Yo, that's so real.
We're gonna
They're real, but birds aren't.
we're gonna do it off air. We're gonna do it off air because we don't have time. Like,
Not my real stance. Sorry, continue.
Tia's gonna ask you the most important question because I think you're gonna have a good answer for this.
What does LFOD, live free or die, mean to you?
Live free or die.
Live free or die.
Yes, like the radio station that we're on right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are
it's
the two
much
options.
bigger than the radio station, but
Yeah.
Live free or die. It's probably really simplistic. It's just having a core moral foundation that deals with justice, equality for all people, and being able to stand up not just for yourself but for other people as well, because justice, like, we all deserve justice, like that famous quote, and then injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. So I feel true, definitive, universal justice, like, what's right and what's wrong, like, pretty much that's, and I'm sorry if I don't have anything deeper, talking into the dips of Shaolin and start pulling out my Wu Bible and just start telling you about the degrees. Like nah, it's just like, I just feel true, pure justice, and, just live free, love free, like, die with free love. Like, don't let anybody tell you who you're supposed to love. Like, just love because that's what's in your heart. So just justice and love. You know what I mean? That's all I could think of.
Big facts. That was a loaded answer.
Super facts.
Super facts.
all right, Frank. Thank you. Yo, at Frank 2Ks, Nizza 2Zs on everything.
Yes.
Ghetto Psalms of the Night,
Yes.
out now.
Produced by Ridiculous.
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 We're going to do a conspiracy talk off air. Yo, this is going to be online tomorrow on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, LFODradio.com, iHeartRadio. Basically anywhere you could hear a podcast. If you want to search LFOD Radio and subscribe, you'll get it right away. Otherwise, you'll get it when we share it. We're going to do an extra bars with you as well.
Let's get it.
And then that's going to be up later this week. At LFOD Radio on everything with the underscore on Twitter. Let us know if you're tuned in. Submissions at LFODradio.com. If you're an artist, you got some clean records for us. We'll be back next week with YN Prop. And check out our YouTube if you haven't. We just put up the Black Action mix, 21 minutes of turntablism.
2-1.
And we're going to be going in heavy on there lately. So, yeah, man, this has been dope.
Yeah.
I look forward to the bars on the way.
Yes.
And shout out to everyone at home tuned in. Shout out to Amanda. Hope you're feeling better soon. We look forward to having you back next week.
We miss you, Amanda.
Thanks for the wisdom, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it.
Much wisdom.
Much good stuff.
Black Buddha.
Indeed.
I realize I'm in his presence.
Black Buddha.
I see the truth now.
Green Buddha.
We're going to get out of here with New York Summer. The video is out now.
Buddha.
YouTube,
Buddha.
Frank Knight, Live Free or Die.